Hello, this is the story of Bleepo, the blue magic balloon. This episode teaches hurricane safety. It was a very hot day in Miami, Florida. All of the friends were all sitting on the front porch with their pretty poodle Patera. Patera the pretty poodle was panting and wanting some water. Naya had almost tripped over Dexter with Patera's pink water bowl. Shaye was making a cheer as usual. H-O-T, hot, hot. It's H-O-T, hot, hot. As everyone began to sweat from the hot summer heat, Max said, "Hey guys, look over at that cloud. It is amazing. Do you see the colors of that cloud?" Dexter replied, "Gray." Naya was looking at the big yellow sunflower and said, "Dexter, I think he means that it is going to rain." Shaye cheered again. "Rain, R-A-I-N, rain." Then as a little bit of thunder sounded in a very spooky voice, Max said, a hurricane." Dexter said, "What's a hurricane?" Max said a hurricane is a storm. It is a very bad storm with winds over 74 miles per hour. All of the friends got very quiet and began to look around. Patera the pretty poodle started barking and jumping around too. The friends looked in the sky and were all yelling, "It's Bleepo!" They began dancing and yelled louder so that Bleepo could hear them. Bleepo is the blue magic balloon. The winds were making Bleepo fly all over the place. And just in the nick of time, Patera the pretty poodle jumped off of the front porch and grabbed Bleepo's balloon string. Bleepo said, "Thank you, pretty little poodle. Did someone say hurricane?" Dexter pulled up Bleepo's string and said, "Bleepo, a hurricane is a storm, a very, very, very bad storm, with winds over 74 miles per hour." Bleepo was so excited Dexter had learned what a hurricane was that a bright green ribbon showed up like magic on his tail, on his string tail. The sky had become darker and darker, and then Bleepo said, "Friends, let's go in the house. Remember, we have to practice safety." As the rain crashed into the windows and the winds howled, the kids became frightened. All of the friends in the house were quiet and a little scared. Patera the pretty poodle had her paws over her eyes, and Bleepo was just hanging around in the room. Shaye was saying a cheer, but in a sad voice. "Rain, rain, go away." Nia was sitting down wiping off her bright yellow eyeglasses. Mac was holding Dexter's hand. They were scared too. Bleepo said, "I will keep you all safe. Come here and sit in a circle so you can see what to do when there's a hurricane." The friends sat all around Bleepo. All of a sudden, Bleepo's magical blue balloon became a screen, a TV screen, so the friends could see what to do in case of a hurricane emergency. The screen showed grown-ups nailing boards over windows and people cutting big tree limbs to make the neighborhood safe. Bleepo's magic screen showed people putting up things to make sure they would not fly around from the wind. Some of the things they put up were bikes, balls, and even trash cans. Next, Bleepo's blue magic screen showed lots and lots of water and food so families just like the friends could eat. Another important item that was shown were batteries for televisions and radios. This way families could listen to news to know when the hurricane is doing what the hurricane is doing and when the hurricane is doing it. Also, everyone was staying off of their cell phones so they could charge and be used only for emergencies. Even the children were helping by bringing out their favorite pillows and books to where their families would sit together until the hurricane would be over. All of a sudden, Max said, "I want to see the hurricane." Before he could jump up and start running to the door, Naya yelled, "No, Mac, that is dangerous." Bleepo flew by the door and said, "Mac, I will show all of you how a hurricane looks." The friends became very excited and said, "Ooh," especially Mac and Shaye. Bleepo, the magical blue balloon, took a deep breath and became bigger, a much bigger blue balloon, and said, "Okay, friends, we never, never, ever, ever, ever go outside in a hurricane, okay?" The kids said, "Okay." He squinted one eye, because he knew what he was going to show the friends was going to be a little scary, especially for Dexter and Naya, because they were the youngest. Bleepo turned his blue self into a TV screen again and started showing the beaches crashing water over the sand. Great big waves, big highways going in every direction you can imagine. It was dangerous. The friends watched Bleepo and seen stop lines swinging right and left and up and down. Even tree limbs and full trees broke off and fell in front of homes. Then the thunder and lightning stopped and the rain slowed down. It looked like the hurricane was all over. Then Bleepo said, "Friends, this is the eye of the storm. It's not over yet." Then Bleepo, the magical blue balloons, showed rain turn from little puddles into big floods. And the winds got harder and stronger and stronger and stronger. And the friends became very scared and held hands. Then Bleepo said, "That's it. That's a hurricane." Dexter said, "Whew, I'm glad that was over because hurricanes are dangerous." Max said, "I know that hurricanes are dangerous, but Earth's weather is cool." Shaye went to look out through the window at where one of the boards had become loose. She tapped Mac on the shoulder and said, "What is that in the tree?" But Tara the pretty poodle ran over to the window and started barking at the long-tailed animal in the tree eating the mango. Naya asked Bleepo, "What kind of animal is that?" Bleepo said it changes colors, makes its eyes move in funny ways to be able to see, love to swing on a tail, and eats fruit off a tree. Shaye said, I know, it's an iguana. Iguana, iguana. Bleepo's string all of a sudden got a magic yellow ribbon to go with the red ribbon. Dexter said, "Wow, I like iguanas. Can I have one?" Then the pretty poodle Patera made a pout, and Dexter went and hugged Patera, the pretty poodle. While the friends took a nap in the house, the grown-ups were outside making sure that it was safe for the neighborhood and for the friends to play. All of a sudden, a bird chirped, sunlight started to shine through the window. Everything was back to normal. The friends opened the door, and they were super excited because the hurricane was finally over. Bleepo the balloon was doing flips in the air. Naya's sunflower was even still in the ground. Beside the sunflower was the iguana. Then Max said, "Bleepo!" Bleepo stopped and came back to the friends in a rush and said, "What's wrong?" Dexter said, "Nothing's wrong, but I learned when it is a hurricane, I should stay in the house because hurricanes are dangerous." Max said, "I will help clean up so nothing flies in the wind." Naya said, "I will help make sandwiches and make sure we have some nice cold water." Then Bleepo, the magical blue balloon, said, "Shaye, what are you going to do?" Shaye said, "I will find flashlights and batteries so my friends can watch me cheer." All of a sudden, a magical red ribbon went on Bleepo's string. That was the green ribbon, the yellow ribbon, and the red ribbon. The string showed up because the friends had learned 3 things to do in case of a hurricane. Bleepo began making flips in the air. The friends said, "Bye, Bleepo," while they were waving and having fun. Then all of the friends sang, "Bleepo, Bleepo is our friend. He teaches things we don't understand. Makes us laugh when we feel sad. He never gets angry, never gets mad. He's not just a blue balloon. He gets 3 magical ribbons every time he sees that we learn something new." The end. I hope Bleepo the Hurricane episode story has made it easier for you to talk to your children, to understand, or students or children altogether, what to do in case of emergency. The most important thing is stay in the house, being safe, and listen to your mom and dad, and know it'll be okay. Thank you. This was written and narrated by Herschel Ricks, The Front Porch.